كساء اليمان فغتيني به. فأتيته بالكساء اليمان فغتيته به، وسرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلعلع كأنه البدر في ليلة تمامه وكماله. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسن عليه السلام قد أقبل وقال: السلام عليك يا أماه. فقلت: عليك السلام يا كرتين وثمرة فؤادي. فقال: يا أماه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت: نعم إن جدك تحت الكساء. فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جدا يا رسول الله، أتعزن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوضي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معه تحت الكساء. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسين قد أقبل وقال: السلام عليك يا أماه. فقلت: عليك السلام يا ولدي ويا كرتين وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي: يا أماه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت: نعم إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء. فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جدا، السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله، أتعزن لي أن أكون معكما تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معهما تحت الكساء. فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال: السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت: عليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال: يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن أمي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت: نعم ها هو مع ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتعزن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له: عليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسيي وخليفتي والصاحب لواء، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء. ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت: السلام عليك يا أبتا يا رسول الله، أتعزن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال: وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء. فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ أبي رسول الله بطرفي الكساء وأومى بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال: اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي. لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم، وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. فقال الله عز وجل: يا ملائكتي ويا سكان السماوات، إني ما خلقت السماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدهيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مذيا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري، إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبريل: يا ربي ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل: هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. فقال جبريل: يا ربي أتعزن لي أن أحبت إلى الأرض ليكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله: نعم قد أذنت لك. فحبت الأمين جبريل وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله. العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك: وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدهيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مذيا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري، إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم، وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، فهل تعزن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله: وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله، فإنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبريل معنا تحت الكساء، فقال لي أبي: إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول: إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. فقال علي لأبي: يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله: والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واستفاني بالرسالة نجيا، ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي عليه السلام: إذن والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال أبي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله: يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واستفاني بالرسالة نجيا، ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض، وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا، وفيهم محموم إلا وفرج الله هما، ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غما، ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي عليه السلام: إذن والله فزنا وسئدنا، وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسئدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة. الفاتحة.
The seekers of truth know that there is no life away from Haida. Those who are yet to recognize him, be aware of the Father. Allah has made the Naha one with the two lovers of Haida. Allah has made the Naha one with the two lovers of Haida. The heavens are in his prayer, turning night into days. The heavens are in his prayer, turning night into day. Say his name, your voice raise. Ali, 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 Ali. He is the master, Haydar, in the heavens and earth, Haydar, even in your grave, Haydar. There is no escape, there is no escape. He's Haydar, the helper, from when he was a young one, serving Nabi like no one. He does not like to one, like those ones, though someone, like those ones, though someone. I will not mention their names. We need not turn on the flames, or fen free and false claims, or fen free and false claims. Say my Nabi, I'm the city of knowledge. Awana bina kul ilmi waliyum babuha. فمن أواد المدينة فليأت ببادها. He holds the key to my city, come through early to me. Don't make walls when there are none, no land, sea, foundations. Don't make walls when there are none, no land, sea, foundations. He is the master, Haydar, in the heavens and earth, Haydar, even in your grave, Haydar. There is no escape, there is no escape. He's Haydar, protector, just like his noble father. They hated like no other, by munafiqs and kuffar, by munafiqs and kuffar. These weak men, they had planned elections for Khilafah, so much hunger for power. Where were they in Khaybar? Where were they in Khaybar? Said my Nabi, you are to me as Harun to Musa. Anta binni bi manzilati Haruna min Musa. Illa anna bula nabiya ba'di ya Ali. And after me, you're my over gossip of sea. Lions do not lose sleep over gossip of sea. He is the master, Haydar, in the heavens and earth, Haydar, even in your grave, Haydar. There is no escape, there is no escape. Nawe Haydari. Salwat.
And the little one, Abid. The future is bright. You are in good hands. Salawat for them, please. Allahumma salli. Can you just show me now? Yeah. يا راكبا نحو المدينة قاصدا بلغ سلامي للنبي محمد وقل السلام عليك يا علم الهدى وعلى الوسي المجتبى والمرتزى وعلى التكية والنكية فاتمي يا محمد يا أحمد يا أبا زهرة يا أبا القاسم جد الحسنين أحمد يا محمد. I begin in the name of Allah, who is of absolute, perfect divinity and sovereignty. And His Rahman, His love and mercy reaches to each and every living creature in the entire universe. And His Rahim, His extra beneficence is reserved exclusively for the believers and the good doers. Salamun alaikum. Tonight, Allah is happy. Tonight, the Prophet is happy. Tonight, the Ahl al-Bayt are happy. If they are happy, we are happy. Tonight is the night to glorify Ali. Tonight is the night to praise the names of Ali. Leo ni usiku wa kumtukiza Ali. I think I want the one before that. I'll speak in Swahili. It has more lutf in it. And those of you who are British can read it in English. Leo nimekuja tena, msichoke kuniona. Machache nataka nena, nipate kueleza. Ila salamu muhimu, ni vema kuwasalimu. Assalamu alaikum, wajibu kuitikia. 13 Rajab, amezaliwa muhibu. Yeye kwetu ni usahibu, nuru kutuangazia. When we apply for a job, you are asked for a CV. Until very recently, people were making money, the PR consultants, how to write a good CV to show you off in a good light. Don't think we need that now. So, do I just press this? It will go to the next slide. It will go to the next slide, I think. So, okay. No. Yeah. I don't need that now, though. I don't need it now. Yeah, just put me on. I had to shave in a shower. Until recently, when you ask for a CV for a job, they would ask you, what is your name, what is your surname, what is your title, what's your current position if you're changing jobs, when were you born, where were you born, what are you going to bring to the company, what are you going to bring to the table, who are your references, and if you're applying for academia, what are your recent publications, and what are your best qualities. Now, until now, it was difficult to write CVs, but ChatGPT, AIs have now come in. You just put in the information, and it will do a wonderful CV for you. And the bad thing is the employers know whether you wrote it or AI wrote it. So there are now companies who are going to humanize the AI CV so that the companies knows they can be fooled. But they have also got anti-AI CVs to know what's happening. So you really can't fool them. But in any case, when you're writing a CV, you want a name. If we were to put ourselves in the position of Imam Ali and he were to write his CV, how would he have written it in theory at least? The name. What would be the name of our Imam? Imam Ali, he would write the name Ali. The surname would be Hashim. Ali Hashim. His mother, Lady Fatima bint Asad bin Hashim. The great-grandfather is Hashim. On his father's side, Abu Talib bin Abdul Muttalib bin Hashim. The great-grandfather is Hashim again. On the two sides, the veins of Hashimi is flowing into the bloodstream of Ali. Date of birth, Friday, 13th of Rajab, like the eve of tonight, 23 before Hijrah, the 25th of May, 680 AD. What is your title in the CV? Now, what would Imam Ali would he have written? We have a sheikh, he's got a title. Do we have a doctor? Doctor? Where's the doctor? A real doctor. We have a doctor. We have a consultant. They all have titles. And I'm sure we have pharmacists. They have their own title. Everybody has a title. President. Where's the president of the Jamaat? You have one president here. You can be sure there's another president in another Jamaat in Portsmouth or in Ferrum. There could be a president of a company here, but there are 100 other companies surrounded in the UK, and they all have the title of president. You could have the title of Marja, for example. There is not one Marja, there are a few Marajas. So every title that you can think of, there are other people, maybe hundreds of them have got the same title. And the Americans are the best in concocting titles for the jobs. The president of this, the vice president of this department, and the head of department of here and there. And once you ask somebody who is working, you see him working every now and then, at least every week you would see him. And you'd ask him, what is your title? And he would say, I'm a recycling engineer. Now, that's a big title, eh? Recycling engineer. And when you ask him, what do you do? I collect rubbish, and then I recycle it. It's a big title. Or you ask somebody, what is your title? He will say, my title is Aqua Thermal Treatment of Ceramics. Aqua is water. Treatment of ceramics. I'm a dishwasher. Titles, there are many, many titles. At most, we would have 1 or 2 titles. In the CV of Imam Ali, you would need pages and pages for him to write the titles. Some of the titles that he's given is the one which says, the one coming up, Amirul Mu'mineen, Imamul Muttaqeen. Because of his deep faith and piety, he was given the title Amirul Mu'mineen, the commander of the faithful, and Imamul Muttaqeen, the one who is God pious. Lisanullah, Yadullah. Because of his devoted supplications and the defense of Islam, he earned the title the tongue of God and the hand of God. Siddiqatul Akbar, Fatihul Khaybar. Because of his quest for truth and victory and war, he merited the title of the greatest of the truthful and the conqueror of Khaybar. Nafsul Rasul, Akhur Rasul. His intimate closeness to the Messenger of Allah, he deserved the title the self of the Prophet and the brother of the Prophet. Abu Turab and Abul Itam, unstinting love for the environment and for the orphans. He was privileged with the title the father of the environment and the father of the orphans. Madhar al-Ajaib, Asadullah al-Ghalib. His deep knowledge and conviction of faith honored him for the manifest of all the wonders and ever the triumphant of God. Oh, do I go back? Goes back? Put me back. What are the achievements? On your CV you're asked, tell us your achievements. The achievements of the Imam are unmatchable, uncomparable, and uncontestable. How would you recognize Ali? How would you have written his achievements? He excelled as a physician, a politician, and a mathematician. His persona was hypnotic, magnetic, and charismatic. His sermons were delivered fluently, eloquently, and elegantly. And he exhumed a reverence, a presence, and an eminence. His action showed serenity, humility, and tranquility. And his whole life was engaged in piety, purity, and piety. but he was disgusted with pomposity, seniority, and duplicity. Can anyone match all these qualities? We may have one of them, at most two, maybe three for any one of us. But to have all these qualities in your lifetime is unmatchable and incomparable. For a person with these qualities devoted to Allah, surely when we go through him to pray for our wishes, Allah will listen to him. So tonight, therefore, let us pray through him to get our wishes granted. Ilahi, forgive the sins of our parents for all their transgressions. Ilahi, bless them with your mercy in this world and in the hereafter. Keep them in the shadow of the Ahl al-Bayt. Make them rise with Ali on the judgment day. Pare mushkil to ke rahe wird zaba. Pare mushkil. Ilahi, carry us at least once to Medina Munawwara. Ilahi, take us when you please to Makkah Mukarramah. Grant our lasting fish to be in Karbala and to touch the shrine of Imam al-Ridha. Pare mushkil to ke rahe wird zaba. Pare mushkil. Ilahi, ease the pain and discomfort for all those who are unwell. Ilahi, secure our jobs and a placement for the unemployed. In these difficult times, there are many in vain. Lift the burden of debt and release our pain. Pare mushkil to ke rahe wird zaba. Pare Ilahi, infuse us in the power of your willpower to always do the right thing. Ilahi, instill in us the patience to face the tribulations. Keep us on the straight to be close to you. Give us strength and health to continue serving you. Pare mushkil to ke Pare mushkil to ke do madad. The best quality, or as we were young, we called the bestest. The best quality of Imam Ali is his justice. It is easy to say, I am just, but to practice justice takes a strong willpower. Do I practice justice? Do you practice justice? Let us take a scenario. I'm working in an office, and I'm paid for how many hours to work? 9 to 5, 1 hour lunch break, if you are lucky these days. What do? I text to my friends. I'm being paid by somebody else. I'm using their time for my personal gain. Where is the justice? It is easy to say I'm just. Practice it, and you will see how difficult it is. Let us look at the classic example of the Imam, where he showed justice to the Muslim Commonwealth at the time, And until today, people find it hard to believe the way Imam used to practice justice. In the battle outside Basra, the battle of the Jamal, when the two sides faced each other, and there was a lot of casualty on both sides. When the battle had finished, on the side of Imam Ali, there were casualties who died. On the opposite side, on the enemies of Imam Ali, there were casualties who died. For the past 25 years after the death of the Prophet, whenever the battles were fought, the victorious side used to bury their dead only, and the ones who were defeated were left to be buried by themselves, and the victorious side would go away. Imam Ali said, now the battle is over. We will bury our dead, and we will also bury our enemies' dead. Unheard of in the past 25 years. And at the time, the battles were not fought with drones or machine guns. They were fought with swords and knives. So in the battle, limbs were cut, fingers were cut, legs were cut. Imam Ali said, not only do I want us to bury the corpses of the dead, I want us also to scour the battlefield for any limbs, for any fingers that are there. We will get the doors and also put that in the mass grave. It took Imam Ali and his soldiers 3 full days to gather the corpses and the limbs and to pray mass graves over his soldiers and the opposite side soldiers. This was the justice of Ali. When the victims saw this, they could not believe their eyes. They said, Ali, why don't you enslave us now and take our women as slaves and take our properties and loot our properties, as was the custom for the past 25 years? Imam Ali says, fine, tomorrow we will meet outside the central mosque of Basra. And he goes there the next day, the 4th day after the battle. He goes on the mimbar in the central mosque of Basra. The citizens of Basra, the enemies of Basra, are now there shaking. What is he going to do to us? Is he going to enslave us? Is he going to ask his soldiers to loot our properties? Is he taking our children and women as slaves? Imam Ali tells all Basrites, today I forgive you one and I forgive you all, as the Prophet forgave well when the conquest of Makkah. This is the justice of Ali at the highest part. And then he went on. He called his treasurer. He says, treasurer, whenever there is a battle, we have to compensate our soldiers. That was the system, the custom at the time. The soldiers who participated in the battle were getting paid. So he called up his treasurer. We have a treasurer here? Moika Hazina. No president, no treasurer. Treasurer, Moika Hazina. So they called him up, Mr. Treasurer. They called him up. You're the president. Ah, yeah. He's on Ziyarat, okay. He's on Ziyarat. So they called him up. He says, count the money that you have got. Count our soldiers, how many they are, and count the soldiers on the opposite side. Never done before in the past 25 years. After the Prophet's death, that practice was not done. Imam Ali said, now that we've got the total number of soldiers on both sides, take the total amount, divide it by the total number of soldiers, including myself, and we will each one have equal share as the booty of war. Records show approximately 500 dirhams was given to the soldiers on Imam's side and to the soldiers on the opposite side, and himself he took no more than what everybody else got. He was not in the case of the CEO earning that much and the cleaner earning that much. It was parity. This is justice. So after the money was distributed, one man was coming from afar, and he saw this money being distributed, And he came to Imam. He said, Ali, I intended also to come and join the battle with you, but I got delayed. As I've come here, I see the battle is over. So Imam asked him, if you had intended to come and you are not here, the booty of war is now distributed, there is no money left. But because your intention was clear and your presence is here, this is the 500, and from my money, I give it to you. Justice of Ali. From the deepest marrow in our bones, to the thinnest veins of our blood vessels, to the minutest DNA within our genes, we are proud to say we are the Shiane of Ali. Some will say, you love Ali too much. Too much. You are really over the top. OTP. Now listen to what Imam himself says. In that battlefield on the 4th day, as he was leaving Basra now, coming back towards Kufa with his soldiers, another man comes towards him on the way to Kufa. He tells Imam, I was there with you, but I wish my brother had also been present to see the victory over the Basrites who are against you. But he wasn't here. And this is Imam Ali telling him, Sermon 12 in Nahjul Balagha. Sermon 12, Imam Ali says, he asked the man, did your brother hold me as a friend? And the man says, yes, he did. And these are the words of the Imam, Sermon 12. He says, in that case, he was with us. And listen to what Imam says further, to those of us who accuse us to glorify Imam Ali. He says, look, even those who are yet to be born, you and me, yet to be born, Imam is telling us, those who are yet to be born, my friendship will strengthen their faith in Islam. To strengthen the faith of Islam, we have to be friends with Ali. To glorify Ali is to be friends with Ali, to strengthen our faith in Islam. These are the words of the Imam. We are born with the du'as of Ali. We live by the love of Ali. We side with the friends of Ali, and we will die in the service of Ali. In Barzakh, we sleep in the shadows of Ali, and on Qiyamah, we rise in the company of Ali. That is the justice of Ali. Let us now look at the genius of Ali. Let us just look at the two geniuses of Ali. Let us look at his linguistic genius and his mathematical skills. Now, some of you might say, Imam Ali should know only about fiqh and jurisprudence and laws and halal and haram. But Imam was a linguist of the highest caliber. And he was a mathematician. Anybody did maths at university, A-levels or GCSE? GCSE maths? Anybody doing GCSE maths? Nobody? All of you must have done it, those of you. Anybody studied maths at university? Or related to engineering? The Cauchy-Riemann equations and all the jazz? Yes, vaguely. Yeah. Imam Ali was a linguist of a highest order and a mathematician. Let us look at it. His best linguistics are two forms, which you cannot deny. One is the Quran itself. He was the first one to compile the Quran as we know it today, as billions of Muslims refer to the Quran that was compiled by Imam Ali. He was the first one to write the whole commentary of the Quran. And as a linguist, he's got speeches, sermons, and lessons in Nahjul Balagha. Even today, the Arab linguist cannot match that style. Those are his two. If I can go back on the slide. I'm going to show you a picture. Oops, sorry, it's me. Ah, there it is. Where is it? Now, those of you who are born in England and Britain, you haven't got a clue. It's not a footballer. It's not a TV celebrity. This is an African, born in the best country in the world, Tanzania. Born in the best city, or near the best city in the world, Darussalam, the heaven of peace. But he was not born in Dar es Salaam, he was born in Tanga. Anybody from Tanga? Ah, one there behind him, Tanga. He's your compatriot, by the way. Nan you look at Numa. Al-Hussein. Ah, Al-Hussein Balus here. From Tanga, yes, yeah. He was born in Tanga, by the way. Does anyone know him? Shaban Robert. To those of you who were brought up in Dar es Salaam or in Tanzania, in the school, when you were taught Swahili, you would have come across Shaban Robert. He wrote 24 classic books in Swahili that were used as a Swahili language curriculum throughout Tanzania. You could not pass Kiswahili equivalent O-level Tanzania national without learning. He was the Shakespeare of Swahili. He died in 1962, relatively near, in Tanga, by the way. He's buried in Tanga, Hussein. When you go back, do recite Fatiha for him. He was not only writing books, he was a classic literati. He was writing Swahili that was using curriculum. Today in GCSE, they use that book about, was it The Mouse or something? In English literature, the book of Shakespeare. The Mouse or something, I would think recently, 2 years ago. And you have to write a guess about it. Shaban Robert, he wrote plays in Swahili that were being played in all Tanzania. He was so good at it, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, who was regarded as the best linguist, said, "Not me, Shaban is before me." And he was so good, until today he's given the title, the father of Swahili. Baba wa Swahili. Not only that, the African continent gave him a medal of literature, the Medal for African Literature. He was so influential. Tanzania gained independence when? Recently, in terms of date. The 9th of December, last week almost, the year 1961. In that year, who was reigning the British Empire? Queen Elizabeth II. Before he died in 1962, during the colonial days, Queen Elizabeth conferred on Shaban Robert the member of the British Empire. Such was his influence, such was his literati, the Shakespeare of Swahili. Now, who is he? Not an African, not a Koja, not an Irani, not an Iraqi, not a Pakistan, not an Indian. Who could it be? Turkish, more or less. Oh, me check your iPhone too. His name? Shakib Arsalan. He was a Lebanese, born in Beirut, and he was the Shakespeare of the Arabic at the time. He died in 1946, recently again. We had the Shakespeare of Swahili, the Shakespeare of Arabic, Shakib Arsalan. Born in Beirut, And he wrote 20 classical books, 2,000 classical articles, and his literature was known throughout the Middle East, like Shaban Robert was known in Africa. And he was an Arab, writing in Arabic language, classical literature, the literati, the Shakespeare of Arabic. And he was so good, he was given the title Amir al-Bayan, the master of speech, the prince of eloquence. The academia of the Arab at the time honored him with a title this, and they gave him a title, Amir al-Bayan. And one of them told him, Shakib, in our learning, we only knew one other person who was such a literati of Arabic, and that was Ali bin Abu Talib. The only one so far now, Ali Abu Talib in 40 Hijrah, now here, 1962, 1946, he says, you are very near Abu Talib in your level of literature of Arabic. Shakib stood up and he said, people, you do Ali injustice. When you compare my literati with the literati of Akil, I am worth no more than even a single strap of the sandal that Ali used to wear. Nowhere near him. Even that strap of sandal does not match me with Ali bin Abu Talib. So you can imagine Ali bin Abu Talib, the literati that he had, in fact. Mathematician. You go to school, you learn mathematics. 2 plus 2? 2 plus 2 times 2? Ooh, a bit difficult. Okay. So, during the time of Imam Ali, there were 2 people having food. You know, when 2 people get together, it's the festive season, etc., you eat food. So there was one person who had 5 loaves of food, and another person had 3 loaves of food. I need 3 young volunteers, 3 young boys. All right, no, it's okay. I'm going to give you 5 loaves of bread. You can think of it as bars of chocolates. All right, Bismillah. 1 loaf, counting properly, yes? The witnesses here. Count 1. Ah, 1. Wait, no. I haven't given the choice yet. This is the second bar of chocolate loaf. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, young. What's your name? Abis. Ali. Oh, Ali, like today. Abis, I'm giving you the equivalent of 3 bars of chocolates. 1, 2, 3. And the one who recited, what's your name? Fayaz. Riyan. Rayan. Rayan. Come again. So these 2 people just want to start eating their food. Think of it as bars of chocolates. And you get this stranger. Yeah, don't know him at all. No relation? No. Related? Oh, you got the same suit though. Brothers? Oh dear. Pretend you don't know him, yeah? Pretend you don't know him. He's from the other school, from the other district, you know, from Southampton or somewhere. Right. You're just beginning to eat, and he comes along. So what would you do? Chocolates. You only get it once in a Christmas time or something. And you know this. You give it to him? Really? How many? 2 only. Okay. You take. Say thank you very much. Would you give him any, or would you all 3 bars of chocolates? You 1 only. Oh, okay. 1. All right. Now, where is the justice? You got how many? 3. 3. 2. who is suffering. So now, what these people said is this. You've got 3, okay, and you've got 5. Hold this. So they came up with an idea. Because they were all Muslims and Shias, they said if you get together, you must eat and share it equally together. Share it equally, not 5 and 3 and 2. You must share it equally. That's the akhlaq. That's a good point. So he said, look, if I take these 5 bars of chocolate, let's say, and divide it by 2, there'll be how many bars of chocolates now? 10. Agreed? Oh, which school do you go to? Harrison School. Oh, it's a good school, eh? 5 times 2 is 10. Good. All right. 10 bars of chocolates. Fayaz. Nani? Abis. Wake up. You've now got 3. If you divide by 2, there'll be how many? 3 times 2? 6. He's got 15 bars, and he's got 6 bars, makes a total of 15 plus 6.
21.
Sorry, 10. 10 plus 6. 16 bars of chocolates. And how many of you here? 3. Impossible to divide equally 16 divided by 3. You will not get the exact one, you'll get some decimals and things, which you will say is not equal, it's not fair. That's the famous words of Tira. It's not fair, Dad. Yeah? It's not fair. So, they came up with an idea. Abis, hold this. They came up with an idea. They said, look, we will cut each loaf into 3 parts. Hold that for me, please. Count. How many? 1, 2, 3. You had 5 loaves, isn't it? 5 bars. You're dividing them into 3. Is your heart bumping that you might get less? No. You like to share equally, yeah? You're a good sharer. In theory. In practice? No, you can't take any. No, we've got to share it equally. You can take it afterwards. Yeah? We've got to share it equally with Fayaz here. Rayan is eagerly waiting for his equal share, I've come with my 2 brother shares here, and are you counting, Rayan? Yeah, okay, keep counting. He lost count, eh? Start counting. There's more coming. Now, Abis, let me take yours and divide by 3 like he divided by 3, yeah? Okay. Are you counting? Yeah. Thank you, Abis. Now I know some of you might say we came for a majlis and not for a demonstration here. All right. You. Now. So they've taken that stuff and divided them by 3 each. How many in total? 25. Which school do you go to? Count again. 15 of his, 6 of Abis.
9 of Abis.
Yes. 9. 9 of his, 15 of yours. Who's his dad? He had dinner before coming, yes? No child abuse yet. Kushali night. The Fatih might be chocolates, you never know. $20? 24. With 24, now you can divide by 3 equally. So those who know mathematics, what they've done is actually use the lowest common multiple, LCM. So 8 each, see? I give them each. Yeah. 1. They're getting equally, yeah? 2, Abis, don't run away. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yes, yes. 8 for you. Count it. Make sure it's 8. 1, 2, 3. Abis. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And yours is 8. Take it from me, it's 8. So now, equally divided. Everybody's happy. They're all eating their loaves of bread or bars of chocolates. Agreed? Equally. No favoritism, the real Shia way. Right? So let them eaten now. So you have eaten now. Keep these with you. Hide them away. And just put them in your pockets, some of your nice pockets. So now, Riyan says, thank you very much. I'm on my way to my journey, Yallah. But before you go, what do you have to do? No, you don't have a pocket. Put them in your jacket like here. Yes. Now you've eaten the food. What do you got to do first to them? You go to say thank you and then? Pay them, yes, you know. Don't just go with salams and du'as, you know. Yeah. You know somebody that doesn't pay? Salams and du'as. Yeah, no. Got to pay them. How much will you pay them now? You've eaten how many bars? 8. So how much will you pay them? 8? 8 pounds or 8 dirhams. Thank you. And you're on your way. So there is 8 pounds now to be shared between these two. Right? Now, to be shared between these two. Now, Abbas here says to Ali, brother. Now, when somebody calls you brother, salams and du'as. He says, brother, you've got 8 pounds. We shared equally, so we must share 8 pounds equally. So, you should have 4 pounds and you'll have 4 pounds. Which is fair, isn't it? He gave them 8 pounds, shared equally 4 pounds and 4 pounds. So now Ali says, no, brother, no. I had 5 bars, big bars. You only had 3 big bars. So I will keep 5 pounds and you will keep 3 pounds, which is even more fair, isn't it? He says, brother, 4 pounds, not 3 pounds, equally. Okay, thanks. Equally. So the little one now says, I need 4 pounds. Let us go to Imam Ali. We'll go to Imam Ali and we will get justice. Because Imam Ali issues justice. So we will get justice. So they come to Imam Ali and they explain the story to him. We had so many bars of chocolates, we divided into 3, 24 divided by 3, 8. He ate his 8, he gave us 8 pounds. I gave 5, he gives 3. But he wants 4, and I want 4. So Imam Ali is now telling the one who got 3 pounds. He says, sir, take the 3 pounds. It's to your advantage. There are people who are wabishi. In Swahili they say, wabishi, yani stubborn completely. Stubborn. Ali, 3 pounds. We ate equally, we shared equally. Why should he get 5 and I get 3? We want 4 each. So Imam said, look, you want justice? So the one who got 3 pounds says, yes, surely I'll get 4 pounds each. So Imam says, look, this one who had 5 loaves, he divided into 3, making 15 bars. He kept 8. So 7 of his bars was given to the visitor. You had 8 bars. You had 9 bars. 8 bars you ate, only 1 of your bar was given to the visitor. So if you want justice, he should have 7 pounds and you should have only 1 pound. This is justice of Ali. A mathematician at the highest level. This is justice of Ali. And they ask you for references in the CV. 2 references. One is your line manager, and the one who is not your cousin and who's not connected with you, a character reference, if you like. So I would have assumed Imam Ali would have chosen the Prophet as his line manager. Imam Ali went into the house of the Prophet at the age of 5 from his father Abu Talib with so many children. The Prophet said, let me share the burden with you and I will take Ali and bring him up to share the burden with you. So he took Imam Ali at the age of 5.
when we are born, we have certain characteristics or certain likes, and we don't know where they might have come from. Science has proved during pregnancy, when we are carried by our mothers, the thoughts of the mother when we are with our mother gets transferred to the child. Science has proved it. The food that the mother eats is very likely the child will like the same kind of food. With or without masala, depends on the mother. If you're going to Subway, you want white sauce, you want chili sauce. If she eats those, you are most likely to eat the same kind of sauce. The TV programs that she was watching is very likely you will be liking the same programs. You're not even born as yet. You are in the tummy of your mother. The talk that she gets engaged in will be the same kind of talk that you will like when you are born and grow up. There is this invisible energy between mother and the unborn child, proven by science. No one is denying it. And the fathers among us, Batimbaya. There is no transfer of energy between our thoughts and our likes to the unborn child. It is the mother's only. So, when Imam Ali's mother, when she is in the tummy of her mother, Lady Fatima bint Asad, in Makkah, she is there in Makkah, together near, her house is next to the house of the Prophet, literally there. Today, when you see the shrine of the Prophet, that boulevard leading to the Baqi used to be the houses of the Hashimis, the Ahlul Bayt. So she was living in one of those houses. So whenever the Prophet used to walk on that boulevard, and Lady Fatima would come out of the window and see, she would come out and she would follow the gaze of the Prophet. Every time, wherever she was, the Prophet come, she would follow the gaze. And whenever they were seated, either in the mosque or in their homes, they were family after all, whenever the Prophet used to come in the room or somewhere into the mosque, she would stand up and she would not sit down until the Prophet sat down. So the people, the ladies, asked Lady Fatima, she said, Fatima, what's happening? Whenever Muhammad, as they used to call him, whenever Muhammad walks the streets, you keep following his gaze until he comes out of view. Whenever he comes in your presence, you stand up. And she said, I do not know. Whenever I see him, there is involuntary muscles pulling my face towards his face. And whenever I'm seated and he keeps in, there's a spasm in my body which makes me stand up. I don't know what it is. They said, right, Fatima, let's do a test. They said, what we'll do is we'll keep you in the room here, and we'll have two heavyweight person holding you by your shoulder, what we call bouncers today. We'll have one bouncer holding your shoulder here, and one bouncer here, pushing you down with the weight of these bouncers. And we'll ask Muhammad to come into the room. Then let's see what happens. So she sits down with the bouncers. The Prophet comes into the room, and this is what the citizens there said, this is what we saw. We saw suddenly Lady Fatima with the strength lifts her shoulders, throw the bounces away, and she stands up for the Prophet. The connection between the Prophet and Imam Ali did not come after birth. It came before birth as witnessed and given evidence by the citizens of Makkah. This was the connection between the Prophet and Imam Ali. Why don't we glorify Ali if we glorify the Prophet? Who will be your other reference? Surely must have been Allah himself. Abu Zar al-Ghifari, the companion of the Prophet, and later on the close companion of Imam Ali. He says, I was there in Medina, in the mosque. Imam Ali was in the mihrab, praying. Other people in there were discussing things, as usual in the mosque, as it was then, as it is now. You get a little group discussing various kinds of things, whether it is Brexit or cost of living or whatever, discussing things. And a beggar comes in. This is Abu Zar al-Ghifari says, a beggar comes in. And he tells the people who are discussing, I'm a tourist in town, have just come in, I've got no money, I want some money so I can pay for bed and breakfast tonight, somewhere to sleep tonight. And those people just ignore him, right? And they say, no, we don't have money, just ignore him. And then he sees this man in the mihrab who is praying. And it happens to be Imam Ali. He doesn't know it's Imam Ali. He sees this man praying. All he sees is the mihrab. His intention is not to go to the person. His intention is to go to the mihrab, facing the mihrab. Imam Ali is facing the Qibla. He is facing the mihrab, the Qibla. And he is praying to God. He says, oh God, oh Allah, a tourist in town, I'm short of money. I have nowhere under the roof for my bed tonight. I've asked the people here, they could not help me. Abu Zar al-Ghifari says, I was there. What I saw when Imam Ali was in ruku, he took his hand out on which there was a ring. When the beggar saw this hand protruding out and a ring, he got the message this person is trying to give him the ring to go and sell it, to get money, find bed and breakfast. The question is this. We know, and we've been told 1,000,000 times, when Imam Ali is in presence, he's oblivious to the world. Oblivious. He doesn't hear, he doesn't see, he doesn't know what's going on around him. He is connected directly and divinely to God. So how come Abu Zar al-Ghifari says if Imam Ali was that much concentrated, oblivious to any person, suddenly this person recites a dua and he gives him help? The only reason is Imam Ali is directly connected to God. And God is telling him inspiration in the prayers. There is one person, my servant, who is asking for help. I want you to give him help. And this is recorded in Quran, chapter 5, verse 55. So easy to remember. 5:55. Another verse so easy to remember. We recited before here, the whole Tathir. Which verse is that? Which Quran? 3:33. This is 5:55. In which now Jibreel reveals the verse. He says, verily, your wali is only Allah and his messenger. Those who believe, those who establish prayer and charity, even when bowing down in prayers. Referring to Imam Ali. What better referee for Imam Ali than Allah himself? Rayan, where were you born? Portsmouth. Did you hear the way he said it with pride? Portsmouth. I was born in Zanzibar. Have you heard of that place? Oh, good geography. Where were you born? India. England. Which part of? It's a big England. Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, London. You were born in London? London? London born? Yes? You were born? Nairobi. Oh, Ali born in Nairobi, right. You were born in Nairobi. You were born in Portsmouth. You were born in London. There are thousands other people who are born in Portsmouth, born in Nairobi, and born in London, and born in Tanga. Millions of them, millions. I was born in London, millions. 35 million people at the last census born in London. There is nothing to be proud of just because you were born in London or you were born in Buckingham Palace or Windsor Castle. There were many others who were born there. You are not the only one. The only one who can uniquely, divinely say, I was born in a place which nobody was ever born before, nobody will ever be born today, and nobody will ever be born again except Ali in the holy house of the Kaaba. He is uniquely, singularly, eternally and divinely merited. Muslims, billions all over the world, 5 times a day, say their prayers to the Qibla exactly into the position where Imam Ali was born. Like Ali, hate Ali 5 times a day, you bow to that house where Ali is born. Is born. Lady Fatima bint Asad, when she was in the pangs of labor to give birth, she leaves her house wanting to come to near the mosque. But she says, I was guided to go near the Kaaba, where other people were circumambulating. There were people there who saw Lady Fatima coming pregnant. The Prophet's uncle, Abbas, was there also at the same time. We saw our cousin here, our niece, coming in front of the Kaaba. And the Kaaba today, there is one door on the east side, the door that you see normally. And there was another door on the west side, which has now been locked and covered. She goes to the other side of that wall, which is now covered. And she stands on the corner by that one. And Ibn Abbas himself says, I heard my niece reciting a dua. She says, Oh Allah, on the intercession of Ibrahim and Ismail, who have built this building in your name, make the birth of my baby an easy process. Citizens of Mecca who were circumambulating the Kaaba says, we saw near the corner the walls of the Kaaba open. The lady walks in, the walls close on themselves. The people say, we were surprised what has happened. The walls opening by themselves. The lady walking in, pregnant lady, the walls closing by themselves. We were worried for her safety. Abbas says, I was worried for my niece's safety. So he now gave the order. He was holding the keys of the lock of the Kaaba on the opposite side of the door. He was holding the keys. He tells the people, get the keys from my house. Let us open the door and get the lady out. She might be in danger. So they come with the keys. Abbas said, I tried to open the lock of the doors. It would not open. The people there who were there said, okay, if the locks do not open, we will come with the battering of the tree and batter the door so the door opens. They came, started to battering the door would not break down. This went on for 3 days. On the 3rd day, the Prophet now comes. Ibn Abbas says, oh nephew, our niece is in there, we are worried what's happening to her. The Prophet says, oh people of Makkah, relax. Not his words, my words. Relax, don't worry. In time, when the time is right, she will come out. And if she was pregnant, she will come out with the baby. On the 4th day, the same walls now open. The lady walks out with a baby in her arms. The walls close again. Those in the building works, etc., we know when the wall is broken, there is a crack. And if you want to cover the crack, you put plaster, painting, or some plastic. And over the years, the engineers have tried to cover that crack. It never gets covered. They employed the biggest engineers, civil engineers from the UK, using composite plastics to hide the crack, and they tried it, and it has never worked. When the kiswa is taken off, on the night before Zil Hajj, you can see the crack. The proof of Lady Fatima bint Asad going into the Kaaba is now until today. When she comes out, immediately, she takes the baby and gives it to the Prophet, her uncle. The baby goes into the arms of the Prophet. And Lady Fatima is telling the Prophet, when I was in Kaaba, when the baby was born without any labor impurities, pakiza. A voice came within the Kaaba itself, a voice which said, name this child Ali. And Ali, meaning the one who is elevated, the one who is noble, and the one who is excellent. The name coming through Jibreel from God himself within the vicinity of the house of the Kaaba, where nobody else has been, nobody else will, and nobody will ever be. The name is given in that holy sanctuary with no impurities. And she tells the Prophet, I was getting fruits, must have been from heaven, which was what feeding the baby for the past 3 days. Citizens of Makkah say, little baby, 3 days old, in the cradle of Muhammad, as they used to call him. They said, we had a miracle of Jesus speaking as a baby, Isa speaking as a baby. We now hear and see with our own eyes this baby in the cradle of the Prophet, opening his eyes. The first person he sees is the eyes of the Prophet. And he says, Assalamu alaykum ya Rasulallah. Citizens are asking, who is this Rasulullah? This is Muhammad. This is 10 years before the prophethood was even announced. Yet this boy, baby, is calling him Rasulullah. Proof enough if you want it. If Ali was never a converted, he was never a revert, he was born a Muslim and he gives it in public and calling him Ya Rasulullah. Only a Muslim-born person would have known this is the Prophet. Born a Muslim, died a Muslim, and lived as a Muslim. In literature, he was poetic, artistic, and scholastic. In oratory, he was fantastic, magnific, and hypnotic. In government, he was judicious, illustrious, and generous. In education, he excelled as a teacher, a tutor, and a professor. As a ruler, he was a facilitator, adjudicator, and a mediator. In birth, the uniqueness of Ali. In death, the forgiveness of Ali. In Uhud, the loyalty of Ali. In Khaybar, the bravery of Ali. In Khandak, the might of Ali. In Mubahila, the self of Ali. In Mi'raj, the light of Ali. In prayers, the spirituality of Ali. In jihad, the sword of Ali. In defense, the body of Ali. In welfare, the ring of Ali. In government, the justice of Ali. In relation, the honesty of Ali. In marriage, the genteel of Ali. In victory, the magnanimity of Ali. In education, the genius of Ali. In here now, the love of Ali. In hereafter, the shafa of Ali. On my death, Ali, Ali, Ali. O God, please, on my resurrection, Ali, Ali, Ali. Afzal salat.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahsant, Dr. Datu. Kushali Mubarak to you and to you all, Ahsant. Felicitations to the Imam of our time and to all the Mu'mineen as we gather today to celebrate the Wiladat of our first holy Imam, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam Ali alayhi salam, salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Mu'mineen, kindly join me in reciting a Surah Fatiha for Marhuma Hajiani Kulsum Bai Ramji Muhammad Danji, who passed away in Peterborough yesterday and will be buried tomorrow. She was the maternal grandmother of our chair lady, Nazdin Bai Huda Al-Fatiha. Just a quick announcement, just to remind everyone that there will be a program to commemorate the wafat of Bibi Zainab alayhi salam on Monday the 5th of January, commencing at 8 p.m. with the majlis to be recited by Al-Hajj Mustafa Masood. All Mu'mineen are encouraged to please arrive on time. Inshallah, I'd like to invite upon the podium Brother Ilyas Kanajfi to recite the munajat before we proceed on to Qasidas. Ahsant, kindly recite aloud, Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Very much. Kushali Mubarak, my respected Sheikh, elders, doctors, people with various titles, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum, wa barakatuh, and Kushali Mubarak. Yes, as Muhammad Sarwar said, I'm going to be reciting a few words in honor of Imam Jafar as-Sadiq alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. But such is the night of Imam Ali. I just want to recite a few lines, a few couplets on Imam Ali. So if I have your permission, can I please have a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. دوسرا نام علی کا نام ابھرتے دیکھا دوسرا نام علی کا نام ابھرتے دیکھا ساری دنیا کو اسی نام پہ مرتے ہوئے دیکھا اے علی تو ہی وہ ساجد ہے کہ ایک دن ہم نے اے علی تو ہی وہ ساجد ہے کہ ایک دن ہم نے سجدہ سورج کو تیرے پاؤں پہ کرتے دیکھا پر محمد و آل محمد صلوات Inshallah, all of you can join me. This is a nice famous one. Hey Ashik Subhan Imam Jafar as-Sadiq. Hey Ashik Subhan Imam Jafar as-Sadiq. Hey Deen ke Sultan Imam Jafar as-Sadiq. Hey Ashik Subhan Imam Jafar as-Sadiq. Hey Deen ke Sultan Imam Jafar as-Sadiq. Salawat paro zikr hai چھٹے امام کا نور خدا شہنشاہ عالی مقام کا یا رب ہمیں توفیق دے مد ہے امام کا صدقہ دے ہمیں حضرت صادق کے نام کا ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق ہے دین کے سلطان امام جعفر صادق کیا صلی علی شان ہے مولا کی ہمارے اللہ کے پیارے ہے پیمبر کے ہے پیارے گھر وقت مصیبت میں کوئی حضرت کو پکارے فی الفور مدد کرتے ہیں زہرا کے دلارے ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق ہے دین کے سلطان امام جعفر صادق باب المراد آپ ہو اے کھل کے مقتدا حاجت روائی کیجئے اے رحمت خدا خالی کوئی حضور کے در سے نہیں پھرا مقبول بارگاہ ہو ہماری ہو التجا ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق ہے دین کے سلطان امام جعفر صادق مولا سوال لائی ہے خالی نہ پھیرنا دامن دامن ہمارے گوہر مقصود سے بھرنا، نظر منائی ہم نے جو مقبول ہی کرنا، دربار سے مایوس کسی کو نہ پھیرنا، ہے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق، ہے دین کے سلطان امام جعفر صادق، ہر صبح و شام میری دعا ہے میرے مولا، ہے عشق مدینہ سے میرا دل تڑپ رہا، یا سبت مصطفیٰ ہمیں بلوالو کربلا، چومے زری ہے پاک شہنشاہ کربلا، اے عاشق سبحان امام جعفر صادق، ہے دین کے سلطان امام جعفر صادق، افضل الصلاة محمد وآل محمد.
صلوات علی محمد وآل محمد. جب خدا کو پکارا علی آ گئے، جب علی آ گئے زندگی آ گئی، زندگی بندگی روشنی آ گئی، روشنی آ گئی، آ گئی آ گئی، جب خدا کو پکارا علی آ گئے، جب علی آ گئے زندگی آ گئی، موت ان کے محبوں کو آتی نہیں، آ بھی جائے تو پھر بچ کے جاتی نہیں، موت ان کے محبوں کو آتی نہیں، آ بھی جائے تو پھر بچ کے جاتی ہی نہیں، موت سے کیا حذر، موت سے کیا ہے ڈر، اس سے بچنا بھی کیا، آ گئی آ گئی، جبرائیل اور قمبر پا کیا منحصر، در تیرا چھوڑ کر کوئی جاتا نہیں، جبرائیل اور قمبر پا کیا منحصر، در تیرا چھوڑ کر کوئی جاتا نہیں، جو غلامی کا تیری مزہ پا گیا، راس جس کو تیری نوکری آ گئی، جب خدا کو پکارا علی آ گئے، جب علی آ گئے زندگی، اور عشق جب تک نہ ہو شیر ہوتا نہیں، مجھ میں کب اہلیت تھی تیرے مدح کی، عشق جب تک نہ ہو شعر ہوتا نہیں، مجھ میں کب اہلیت تھی تیرے مدح کی. میرے مولا میں قرباں تیرے عشق کے، سبط جعفر کو بھی شاعری آ گئی. جب خدا کو پکارا علی آ گئے، جب علی آ گئے زندگی آ گئی. صلوات.
مومنین السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. I want to wish everyone a very very happy birthday of Maula Mushkil Shah Ali alayhi salam. بآواز بلند نعرہ صلوات. وقت کا خیال رکھتے ہوئے تھوڑا جلدی کروں گا. ایک منقبت ہے معصومین کی شان میں، سماعت فرمائیں. کہ مرتضیٰ کی فضیلت پہ لاکھوں سلام، مرتضیٰ کی فضیلت پہ لاکھوں سلام، بھیجو کعبے کی زینت پہ لاکھوں سلام. مومنین, I want everyone to recite with me and we will get ajr together inshallah. سماعت فرمائے کہ ایک بھی شب کو بھوکا نہ سویا کوئی، ایک بھی شب کو بھوکا نہ سویا کوئی، مصطفیٰ کی حکومت پہ لاکھوں سلام، مصطفیٰ کی حکومت پہ لاکھوں سلام. اور نبی علیہ السلام علی علیہ السلام کے بارے میں کیا کہتے ہیں؟ سماعت فرمائیں کہ باب خیبر اکھاڑا تو بولے نبی، باب خیبر اکھاڑا تو بولے نبی، میرے بھائی کی قوت پہ لاکھوں سلام، میرے بھائی کی قوت پہ لاکھوں سلام. اور آپ اس کو عید غدیر سے بھی کوریلیٹ کر سکتے ہیں کہ جس کا مولا ہوں میں اس کے مولا علی، جس کا مولا ہوں میں اس کے مولا علی، مصطفیٰ کی وصیت پہ لاکھوں سلام، مصطفیٰ کی وصیت پہ لاکھوں سلام. میسم تمار جو امام علی علیہ السلام کے ایک حبیب تھے اور فین تھے، ان کی شان میں سماعت فرمائے کہ عشق حیدر میں میسم چڑھے تار پر، عشق حیدر میں میسم چڑھے تار پر، ایسی سچی محبت کو لاکھوں سلام، ایسی سچی محبت کو لاکھوں سلام. امام وقت کی شان میں سماعت فرمائے کہ رہ کے پردے میں جو رہنمائی کرے، رہ کے پردے میں جو رہنمائی کرے، ایسے رہبر کی غیبت کو لاکھوں سلام، ایسے رہبر کی غیبت کو لاکھوں سلام. جو مائیں اپنے بچوں کو محرم کے وقت میں زنجیر ہاتھ میں دیتی ہیں، ماتم کے لیے اپریشیٹ کرتی ہیں، ان کی خدمت میں کہ بہرے ماتم جو زنجیر بچوں کو دے، بہرے ماتم جو زنجیر بچوں کو دے، ایسی ماؤں کی ہمت کو لاکھوں سلام، ایسی ماؤں کی ہمت کو لاکھوں سلام. یہاں سے مومنین میں کربلا کے شہیدوں کی شان میں پیش کرنا چاہتا ہوں. سماعت فرمائیں کہ مولا علی اصغر علیہ السلام کی شان میں کہ تیر گردن پہ ہے اور لبوں پر ہنسی, تیر گردن پہ ہے اور لبوں پر ہنسی, ننھے اصغر کی جرات پہ لاکھوں سلام, ننھے اصغر کی جرات پہ لاکھوں سلام. مولا عباس کی شان میں کہ قبضہ پانی پہ ہے پھر بھی پیتا نہیں, قبضہ پانی پہ ہے پھر بھی پیتا نہیں, اس پیاسے کی غیرت پہ لاکھوں سلام, مرتضیٰ کی فضیلت پہ لاکھوں سلام. بی بی زینب کے بنا کربلا کی سٹوری مکمل نہیں تھی, ان کی شان میں سماعت فرمائیں کہ جس کے لفظوں نے کاٹا ستم کا جگر, جس کے لفظوں نے کاٹا ستم کا جگر, اس انوکھی خطابت کو لاکھوں سلام. بطور خاص سماعت فرمائے کہ فرش مجلس پہ آؤ تو پہلے کہو, فرش مجلس پہ آؤ تو پہلے کہو, بی بی زینب کی محنت پہ لاکھوں سلام, بی بی زینب کی محنت پہ لاکھوں سلام, مرتضیٰ کی فضیلت پہ لاکھوں سلام. امام حسین کی شان میں کہ زیر خنجر بھی رب کو نہ بھولے حسین, زیر خنجر بھی رب کو نہ بھولے حسین, اس میں سالی عبادت کو لاکھوں سلام, اس میں سالی عبادت کو لاکھوں سلام. یہ المہدی کمیونٹی کے لیے میں پیش کرنا چاہتا ہوں اور ہم سب کے لیے پیش کرنا چاہتا ہوں. باواز بلند نعرہ صلوات. سماعت فرمائیں کہ جشن احمد میں کھل کے لٹاتے ہیں جو, جشن احمد میں کھل کے لٹاتے ہیں جو, ایسے لوگوں ان کی لوگوں کے دولت پہ لاکھوں سلام, ایسے لوگوں کی دولت پہ لاکھوں سلام. اور نام حیدر کا نعرہ لگاتے ہیں جو, نام حیدر کا نعرہ لگاتے ہیں جو, ان کے خون کی طہارت پہ لاکھوں سلام, ان کے نعرے اور مرتضیٰ کی فضیلت پہ لاکھوں سلام. زمین کربلا کی شان میں کہ لاکھ فتوے لگے پھر بھی چھپ نہ سکی, لاکھ فتوے لگے پھر بھی چھپ نہ سکی, کربلا کی حقیقت پہ لاکھوں سلام, کربلا کی حقیقت پہ لاکھوں سلام. آخری دو لائنیں مومنین اگر آپ کے ذہنوں میں محفوظ رہ جائیں, میرے ماں باپ کے لیے دعا کیجیے گا کہ روزے شاہ دیکھا تو بولے ملک, روزے شاہ دیکھا تو بولے ملک, اے زمیں تیری جنت پہ لاکھوں سلام, اے زمیں تیری جنت پہ لاکھوں سلام، مرتضیٰ کی فضیلت پہ لاکھوں سلام. باواز بلند نعرہ صلوات.
محمد وآل محمد صلوات. افضل الصلاة محمد وآل محمد. علی والو علی والو علی والو علی والو علی والوں کو علی مبارک ہو، نبی کو وسیع مبارک ہو. علی والوں کو علی مبارک ہو، نبی کو وسیع مبارک ہو. خدا کے مقام میں خدا کی طرف سے خدا کا علی مبارک ہو. علی والوں کو علی مبارک ہو، نبی کو وسیع مبارک ہو. علی بادشاہ کے جیالوں کے دن ہے، قصیدے سنا اور دھمالوں کے دن ہے. کوئی پوچھ کہے نا علی آ رہے ہیں، گھروں کو سجاؤ اجالوں کے دن ہے. ہماری خوشی میں جسے موت آئے، اسے خود خوشی مبارک ہو. علی والوں کو علی مبارک ہو، نبی کو وسیع مبارک ہو. علی والوں کو علی مبارک ہو، نبی کو وسیع مبارک. وہ تیرا رجب اور وہ کعبے کا منظر، ملنے علی سے جب آئے پیمبر. علی کو محمد کے ہاتھوں میں دے کر یہ بنت اسد نے کہا مسکرا کر، خدا کا نبی تم کو وسیع جانشین اور یہ داماد بھی مبارک ہو. علی والوں کو علی مبارک ہو، نبی کو وسیع مبارک ہو. کوئی جا کے مرحب سے جب لڑ نہ پایا، علم لے کے خیبر میں ایک مرد آیا. میں حیدر ہوں حیدر بس اتنا بتا کر، سرکوار میں جب علی نے اڑایا. جو مرحب کے در سے چھپے تھے وہ بولے، بلا ٹل گئی مبارک ہو. علی والوں کو علی مبارک ہو، نبی کو وسیع مبارک ہو. اور خدا تیرا انکار کیسے کروں میں، علی نے کہا ہے تو خاموش ہوں میں. تو ہر شے پہ قادر ہے میں مانتا ہوں، مگر تو بتا دے اسے کیا کہوں میں. جو ٹھوکر سے مردے جلا کر صدا دے، نئی زندگی مبارک ہو. علی والوں کو علی مبارک ہو، نبی کو وسیع مبارک ہو. ایک عرش سے تارا نکلا بہلول سا دیوانہ تھا زہرا کی مرضی لے کر ایک چوکھٹ پر جانا تھا جب شہر مدینہ پہنچا کچھ لوگ تھے جن کو دیکھا وہ جھوم جھوم کے گھوم گھوم کے ان کے دل جلاتا تھا کعبے کے جیسا ایک گھر جب دیکھا اس گھر میں ہم سب کا مولا رہتا تھا ہوا پھر یوں کوئی خوش تھا کوئی کہیں رویا در مرتضیٰ پر ستارے نے آ کر جب آواز دی مبارک ہو علی والوں کو علی مبارک ہو نبی کو وسیع مبارک ہو علی سب کے مولا ہے سن کر نبی سے گلے مل رہے تھے صبا کر علی سے یہ ہنس کر ابو ذر سے سلمان بولے چلو پاس جا کر کہے شیخ جی سے یہاں کیوں کھڑے ہو یہاں کیوں کھڑے ہو شرافت سے جا کر کہو یا علی مبارک ہو علی والوں کو علی مبارک ہو نبی کو وسیع مبارک ہو علی والوں کو علی مبارک ہو نبی کو وسیع مبارک ہو بر محمد وآل محمد صلوات
بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات تیرا رجب ہے تیرا رجب ہے عرس کسی کا تھوڑی ہے تیرا رجب ہے عرس کسی کا تھوڑی ہے تیرا رجب ہے عرس کسی کا ارے جشن علی ہے جشن علی ہے بز میں سقیفہ تھوڑی ہے تیرا رجب ہے عرس کسی کا تھوڑی ہے عشق علی ہر ایک کو ملتا تھوڑی ہے ارے عشق علی ہر ایک کو ملتا تھوڑی ہے ارے سب کا شجرہ میرے جیسا تھوڑی ہے سب کا شجرہ میرے جیسا تھوڑی ہے تیرا رجب ہے عرس کسی کا کہ جو کہتا ہے ارے جو کہتا ہے عبد خدا کو اپنا خدا جو کہتا ہے عبد خدا کو اپنا خدا. ارے جو کہتا ہے عبد خدا کو اپنا خدا, بھائی وہ تو نصیری ہے, وہ شیعہ تھوڑی ہے. تیرا رجب ہے عرس کسی کا تھوڑی ہے. میرے علی کا بابا ہے نگران اس کا. میرے علی کا بابا ہے نگران اس کا. ارے شیخ تیرے ارے شیخ وہ تیرے باپ کا کعبہ تھوڑی ہے. شیخ وہ تیرے باپ کا کعبہ. تیرا رجب ہے عرس کسی کا. آپ سب کی آواز سنائی دینی چاہیے, سب ساتھ مل کے. آج مولا علی کا دن ہے, مجھے آواز سنائی نہیں دے رہی ہے. تیرا رجب ہے عرس کسی کا. ہرگز بھی اللہ نہیں ہے مولا علی. ہرگز بھی اللہ نہیں ہے مولا علی. ارے ملا بھی ملا ہے مولا تھوڑی ہے. ملا بھی ملا ہے مولا تھوڑی ہے. تیرا رجب ہے تیرا رجب ہے تھوڑی ہے. 2 مصرے بچے, آپ کی اجازت ہو تو. دشمن حیدر دشمن حیدر دے گا دہائی حشر کے دن. ارے دشمن حیدر دے گا دہائی حشر کے دن. ارے شیعہ کافر میرا نعرہ تھوڑی ہے. شیعہ کافر میرا نعرہ تھوڑی ہے. یا علی جو تیرا رجب ہے عرس کسی کا تھوڑی ہے. ذرا غور فرمائے گا. ہاتھ اٹھا کر خم میں علی کا بولے نبی. ہاتھ اٹھا کر خم میں علی کا بولے نبی. ارے مولا ہے یہ کوئی خلیفہ تھوڑی ہے. مولا ہے یہ کوئی خلیفہ تھوڑی ہے. جو یا علی تیرا رجب ہے عرس کسی کا تھوڑی ہے. بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات. کچھ اور مصرے پیش کرنا چاہتا ہوں, آپ سب کی اجازت ہو. آج سیٹرڈے ہے, آج اسکول بھی نہیں ہے کل. بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات. اللہ پیمبر یہ سب جانتے ہیں. آج مولا علی کا دن ہے. آدھا میں پڑھوں گا, آدھا جواب آپ دیں. جو علی کا چاہنے والا ہے وہ میرے ساتھ پڑھے گا. جو نہیں چاہنے والا ہے میں ان سے کچھ نہیں کہوں گا. اللہ پیمبر اللہ پیمبر کے مددگار ہے دونوں. قرآن و علی علم کا معیار ہے دونوں. قرآن و علی علم کا معیار ہے دونوں. اللہ پیمبر کے مددگار ہے دونوں. کہ خود کہتے ہیں کفار یہ دعویٰ نہیں میرا. خود کہتے ہیں کفار یہ دعویٰ نہیں میرا. صفین کا لشکر ہو یا ہو گھاٹ کا پہرا. ارے صفین کا لشکر ہو یا ہو گھاٹ کا پہرا. غازی کے لیے ریت کی دیوار ہے دونوں. غازی کے لیے ریت کی دیوار ہے دونوں. اللہ پیمبر کے مددگار ہے دونوں. اللہ پیمبر کے مددگار ہے دونوں. کہ فطرس یہی کہتا ہوا فطرس یہی کہتا ہوا اڑتا ہے ہوا میں. کعبے میں دعا مانگ لو یا کرب و بلا میں. ارے کعبے میں دعا مانگ لو یا کرب و بلا میں. ارے شبیر شہنشاہ کے دربار ہے دونوں. شبیر شہنشاہ کے دربار ہے دونوں. اللہ پیمبر کے مددگار ہے دونوں. ہے دونوں. قرآن و علی علم کا معیار. کہ مارے گئے تلوار سے جب مرغب و انتر. مارے گئے تلوار سے جب مرغب و انتر. اصحاب پیمبر سے کہاں موت نے ہنس کر. اصحاب پیمبر سے کہاں موت نے ہنس کر. ارے دو آئے تھے میدان میں اب چار ہے دونوں. دو آئے تھے میدان میں اب چار ہے دونوں. اللہ پیمبر کے مددگار ہے دونوں. قرآن و علی معیار ہے دونوں. آخری مصرع ہے, آپ کی اجازت ہو تو. کہ کانٹے کبھی, ذرا غور فرمائے گا, کانٹے کبھی پھولوں کی طرح ہو نہیں سکتے. کانٹے کبھی پھولوں کی طرح ہو نہیں سکتے. سوتے ہیں تو مرتے ہیں تو سوتے ہیں تو مرنے دو انہیں پاس نبی کے. مرتے ہیں تو مرنے دو انہیں پاس نبی کے. ارے وہ فاطمہ زہرا کے گنہگار ہے دونوں. وہ فاطمہ زہرا کے گنہگار ہے دونوں. اللہ پیمبر کے مددگار ہے دونوں. قرآن و علی معیار ہے دونوں. معیار ہے دونوں. بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا مولاتي يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى، السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين، السلام عليك يا علي زين العابدين، السلام عليك يا محمد الباقر، السلام عليك يا جعفر الصادق، السلام عليك يا موسى الكاظم، السلام عليك يا علي بن موسى الرضا، السلام عليك يا محمد التقي الجواد، السلام عليك يا علي بن محمد الحادي، السلام عليك يا حسن بن علي العسقري، السلام عليك يا حجة ابن الحسن القائم المنتظر المهدي، السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليك يا قابة الإيمان، السلام عليك يا إمامنا وإمام الإنس والجان، أجر الله تعالى فرجك وسحر الله تعالى مخرجك وظهور العمر ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله